Have you got a story to share? The experiences that you went through those dark times need to be told, need to be heard. The teachings, the lessons. I know when I had a stroke scare that it changed my life. My name's Jay from Journey of a Whitefeather, and I run a show on Spotify and all good platforms called A Chat with Jay. I talk to normal everyday people who have had experiences that need to share their teachings with the world. I speak to celebrities who are there, who can give you advice how to become a better person. Bruce Buffer, the Kings of Disco, Blackie Lawless from Wasp. So many people, but I love talking to the normal everyday person that gets up every morning to be their best self. If you want to be a guest, whitewarriorhealth@gmail.com. Check out our socials, hashtag Jay Stephenson, hashtag Journey of a Whitefeather. Take care and always be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah.
And then I end up getting Sydney and then end up winning the Australian Championship. It's actually funny enough. It's just, how do you, like, you talk about your accomplishments. Do you actually talk about this Matterhorn run a lot? Because with me, I guess the pro wrestling and what I've done, I'm in bands at the moment, but I embrace it as an experience as such more than anything. And, you know, it is what it is. They go, oh, yeah, you wrestled. Yeah, yeah. And I don't really take it as a big deal. I'm more about my growth as a person. What do you think about that?
Oh, look, I don't go around and, shake people's hand. Hey, I'm Leon. I climbed the Matterhorn. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, well, some people do. We know this. We
Yeah.
asked JT and his mates, but he loves it. He loves it, you know?
Yeah, like some people are, but there's also the point of me that says, man, you got to be damn proud of the shit you've done.
There's a fine line, isn't there?
If you're not proud of the stuff that you've done, you're going to stop doing it.
That's right.
So yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to chat to it about people, and if people ask, then I'm happy to talk about it. But yeah, I don't walk around waving to people on the street and they go, hey, and I'm like, hey, yeah, do you know I climbed the Matterhorn?
No.
Like it's definitely not like that. But I think you just definitely got to be proud of what you've done. In anything, it doesn't have to be accomplishments like that. It could be, a small win, your job, or, your relationship with your missus or whatever else. Like, you got to celebrate them little ones, mate,
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes the little things that people don't look at is, compounding. It's a big bloody thing,
It is. And I think what I found starting this channel during the pandemic times and starting to do chats and going, oh my God, what am I talking to people? And, I'm nearly 70 episodes plus up. And it's one of those things where I think we're getting a little bit, this is how I met JT. I mean, bring him up all the time, but he's a wonderful man. And I'm not ashamed to say that he's taught me a lot in the 6 months that I've known him. First thing he said to me at a seminar that I went to and I met him, he goes, what's wrong with Australians? He goes, why do you chop people down for their accomplishments? That's paraphrasing. And then I've turned to my partner and gone, see? Because I was over in America and I found the same thing. And it's really interesting. That's what got it. But again, it's a case of actually saying, like you and me, we're proud of what we've done. And I think it's knowing what the kind of person we are. That's why I think it's the kind of people that are in that room when we do seminars with JT.
Yeah. Yeah. And it comes back to the old thing, like you hang around 5 bad people and you're going to be the 6. You hang around 5 really good people, you're going to be the 6. And you start to see that more and more. And I think once you get that understanding, you get around those right groups, the people are happy for your successes,
Absolutely.
I had, a great bunch of people behind me on this, and it's amazing what you draw in when you're putting out positivity. So, yeah, like the team from Yahava, Coffee Works over here in WA.
Yahava, is it?
Yeah, yeah. So Yahava, Jahava. They've been our main sponsor behind this, and they were right behind it from day dot. We've had some other great, adventure brands like Cedar Summit were also behind
The
us.
Cedar Summit, was it?
Cedar
SED.
Summit, SEA to Summit.
Cool.
Yeah, so they've been behind us too. So it's amazing what you draw in when you're putting that positivity out, and I start to see it, a lot more.
I think the brightness of what we say is a lot of is we're very happy with I think, as you say, you find that purpose and you find that authenticity, and you let go of, and you really, and the authenticity doesn't like negativity, or doesn't really associate with something out of your vibration. I think that's a very big point. Going on about the obviously the doco, and you're going this week because we're going to get this video out ASAP. I'm going to make it a priority. Um, Tell us about this next run you're going on, and tell us about the documentary. So you got two questions there. The question about the run coming up, the documentary, when's it coming out? Where can we see it? What's going on with it?
Yeah, beauty. So this week, when we leave this year's route, it's a new challenge for me. So we're attempting the north face of the Gran Paradiso in Italy.
Right.
So it's a 60-degree ice pitch. So we're actually ice climbing this
Wow.
year, first time on our own. So
What was it called there, my friend?
it's the north face of the Gran Paradiso,
Grand Paradise
Paradiso.
in Italy.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah, it's two ice axes and the crampons on your feet, and you just under into the ice, kick, and keep working your way up. So unfortunately for me, there's not too many places in Perth to train for ice climbing. So yeah, it's going to be a new experience. So yeah, so that's our first little part of our trip, and then we go over to Zermatt in Switzerland, which we based ourselves out of the last couple of years, and we're going to try and knock off the spaghetti tour um, in one push, essentially. So
Right.
10 4,000 meter peaks in about 2.5 days.
Wow.
So conditions being hopefully good. So yeah, it's a new challenge. Like I said, ice climbing, and then this year being completely self sufficient up there.
Yep.
So it is a new challenge. It is a little scary, but here we are. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it should be a great thing. Yeah, and it's the same. So yeah, it should be a great challenge.
Fantastic. That was the second part of that question, was regarding the video and the documentary.
Yep.
As I said, you sent me, well, the video I saw was, mate, again, it's things we do in life and people go, wow, why can't I? Yeah, well, we both of us can say, yeah, you can. Tell us when that's coming out. Is there going to be any promotion? And will you be doing any promotion on socials, or how can they find it? And we'll get that out, and so our viewers can see that and support it.
Yep. So at the moment, if you want to keep up to date, you can jump onto Instagram, and it's WTMT underscore challenge. So when the mountain talks.
So when the mountain talks. So WTMT, is that correct?
Yep. Yep. Underscore challenge. That's our Instagram for the challenge. I'll keep updating there.
Yep.
The documentary's finished.
Yep.
Like I said, when I sent it to you, you got a little sneak preview.
I was very privileged, my mate. That was awesome, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
so
went
much
down and
for
went down and showed the guys from your harbour, them being the major sponsor. So they've had a look too, and I've literally so the filmmaker now lives in Europe, and so we just wanted one more little thing to add to it after we showed the guys from your harbour and some of their feedback, and a couple of other people that I've showed it to and a bit of the feedback. We just wanted to really showcase that where we were. So we just used some of the GPS data, and one of her friends in Germany has actually made a new scene, and the last little bit of the lighting scale's been done. So it's complete. So we're just currently at the moment looking for a place to host it. So the idea is that we'll host an event for the release.
Yep.
Have a couple of speakers beforehand, have the documentary, Yeah,
What's
and then after that,
speakers? Who are you looking for as speakers, my friend? What can we
well,
put?
we're just waiting to see. Like, I'm hoping we're going to have Justin Delahanty, who's the guy behind the Men's Development Academy.
Yep.
And then I've got a couple of pro athletes that I'm lucky enough to be friends with. That hopefully one of them we can, in between their races, that can come and just talk about persistence and keep on going on some of these things in sport and life essentially.
Absolutely. With regards to the video, and I want to say I watched it. I didn't even comment because number one, I'm not an expert on film. What I loved about what I saw was it really reflected on me what you could do in life. That's what really got me. It was that's what I really understood and saw it, and I've gone, you really can achieve what you can achieve if you really put your hard work in. And I really reflected on myself as well. So I must say thank you. And I said and again, thank you again, because we've never met, and it's a testament to both of us with where we are that we could connect, and you were quite happy to share it. You didn't know who the hell I was, let's be honest, but
Yeah.
But again, that I'm going to use his name again because if you're in the room with JT, obviously you got some credibility. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and look, I've met some great people that are still part of my life now, randomly talking to whoever. Like my ex-wife used to hate going places with me because I just start talking to randoms. She's like, who's that? And I was like, I got bloody no idea, but he's a cool dude. His name's Gary, and he does this.
Yeah, I get that. Yep.
Yeah,
I understand.
I'm one of those people, mate. So I said, like, my climbing partner, Rich, that I climb with now, I didn't know him from a bar of soap 3 years ago. One of my best mates who lives in South Australia, I met him at a swim-up bar in Thailand when both of our wives were asleep having an afternoon nap. So,
that's
like,
awesome.
you never know who's going to end up being your mate. So, to me, that's like you said, I just come forward with authenticity, and lucky for us, you and I, we connected, and
Yeah, absolutely.
like I said, mate, here we are, and I think I didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't sit down and discuss the documentary, and we want it to be this angle and that. So I had no idea what was coming when Justine put the first cut together. And I didn't know, I didn't know it was going to be about the day, and when it come with that story, and the first time I watched it, like, it was tough.
How did that feel? Let's talk that. Let's go before we finish up. Tell us about that experience. I mean, I find it hard to watch myself. I bloody hate it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you? I mean, you go, hang on, that's me. Oh my God,
And I think it was helped because the quality of what she'd put together. Like, she is a professional filmmaker. Like, she actually makes movies for a living. So
Yep.
I suppose not knowing what to expect, and when you run around with your GoPro and your mates and you look at it back and you're like, geez, that's shit. Like, to not know what was coming, and then to get something so brilliantly put together, and so the whole thing's like, it is movie quality. Like, we're going to be entering it in Banff and these sorts of things. So to actually sit there the first time and watch it, and then hear your own story, like, hit you straight in the face. And then, there's parts in there, like I said, I was raw when the interviewer, that was the one thing I wanted to do. So, hearing parts about my son and, things like that, like, it was emotional. And it's only because I've seen it about 10 times now that I can still, like, get through it, but
Yep.
yeah, it's something different, man. And like, I thought to myself, all right, well, if I'm being impacted by it, and I knew what was coming, I really think it's going to be impactful for others. I really do think it's got some legs, to help other people. Like you said, it can be simplest mindset switch for somebody, and if that helps, well, then look, I'm stoked.
Absolutely. And this is why, again, I asked you to come on the show, because of, number one, the challenge, but also the mindset that you've got, that really happy. Let's get out in life. Let's go and meet a guy in Thailand. He could be my best mate. Let's be honest. But,
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe you got it. It's the attitude we've got to give that people to empower them. We've got that. I always say for myself, and I learned from JT how to actually not sell yourself, but embrace your powers in some way. Contagious flair. a unique contagious flair that I've got to empower people, to motivate people. You know what I mean? Your strength is in your knowledge. It's simple stuff, but then when you really embrace that within yourself and actually forget that you're not trying to not impress, but teach others, but you're teaching yourself, aren't you?
100%. You're always learning. I don't feel like you're ever sitting forward. Like there's like sitting in the middle. There's no grey area.
Yep.
Like it's either forward or back. There's no in between. And look, there's going to be some times and like some, seasons, if you want to use the cool word going around town, of when maybe you are getting dragged backwards a little bit. But as long as you've got that momentum and that goal and you're surrounding yourself with the right people, and look, I've not always been at my best. And that's evident, with what I talk about in the documentary. But I think, like I said, finding that and unshackling yourself, and to know and to help you move forward. Yeah, and there's just so many great experiences to be had. And yeah, it's just a
Well,
matter of moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, and it's yeah, there's not always time for fun. Unfortunately, that's sometimes why we got to go to work, and like I said, that's why we're here as well.
that's
But
right.
it's look, it's like anything, mate. You just got to pick a goal and go at it.
Absolutely. And I hope we can use this video on as part of your promotion, mate. I mean, this is why I got you on. I thought someone who's actually gone and done what you've done, and people need to hear about it. And this is why I try to give a voice, part of the Robin Hood effect, which I call you got voice, freedom, accountability, awareness, and choice. You got those 5 key pillars that I've learned through my journey, and I think you embrace them perfectly. As the first time I met, I said Perth. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll talk to anyone from WA. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's But any parting words, my friend? I mean, it's been a wonderful chat, and just to get to know you, and then we'll be mates for life. Obviously, as you said, we're going to meet. Oh, where'd you meet? Oh, JT's thing in Queensland or wherever the hell it was. But
100%.
what's your parting words to anyone watching this and going, I'm going to watch this documentary with this great man who just spoke. What's your parting words?
Mate, for me, it's as simple as just be relentless. It doesn't matter what you want to achieve. It doesn't have to be climbing a mountain, a marathon. It doesn't have to be anything stupid. It can be as simple as I want to read 50 books this year, or I want to, have a better relationship with my wife or my son, or it doesn't have to be anything ridiculous. Just be relentless in your pursuit of what you want. Because if you're being relentless and you're going all in, yeah, you might fail, but it's not whether you fail or succeed. It's whether you're willing to take the challenge to have the go.
I think it's a big thing in life. I think I see a lot of people who just need that motivation from people like you and me, mate. And I think what we both have is that passion to help ourselves, but also have that passion to find our authenticity to help others as well. And I think that's a huge thing, and that's why I do what I do here. I love to get people's stories out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
100%, mate. And you do that very well, mate. And like I said, if you weren't so easy to talk to, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking now,
no,
mate.
I
So
appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Look, just to finish up, where can they find you? And we can get to and make sure, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the end of this great chat with this wonderful individual, just remember you can jump on our channel on YouTube, but also if you need to donate or anything, you can contact Leon. He's going to tell us exactly where to find them.
yep. So jump onto Instagram, WTMT_challenge. The GoFundMe's in there. The link's there. We're going to update it. Like I said, we'll have the opening event in Perth. And then obviously from there, it'll go onto YouTube. So look, like it, share it, send it to your mates. The more exposure we get is going to help, whoever knows how many people. And you never know who you're helping. It could be one of your best mates that hasn't opened up yet, and he might see it, and it might help him. So just share it out there. If you want to speak to me, reach out to me as well. I'm happy to have a chat.
Oh, don't worry, he'll probably be your best mate after you finish with us. So after what we've
That's
said,
it, 100%. Plenty of room for
absolutely.
more mates.
Absolutely. So, Leon, thank you so much for your time. And obviously, we're going to keep looking at this challenge and keep getting involved, get people involved with you, see your journey. And yeah, we look forward to seeing what happens at the next event. We're going to get this video out ASAP. I'm telling you that. There we
Yeah,
go. It's on tape now. So
it's in writing.
got to do it. I might do it straight away after I finish. But you've seen where to find him. He's a great man, Leon. As I said, we've got a great mentor, JT. We keep talking about the man, but he has done a lot for us. And obviously, he's connected us, and I'm very grateful for that. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a chat with Jay, with Leon from the great state of Western Australia, Perth, Western Australia. Go and check it out. Some nice places over there, especially the quackers over in Rottnest. Check those
That's
out.
it, mate. Get over, get yourself a selfie, mate. You know, everyone's lining up.
Don't touch them, though. Don't touch them. That's the way it is. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on a chat with Jay. Opinions and views, the Robin Hood effect, whatever else I want to call it. But at the end, I always make sure I say the quote from my hero, Bret Hart, the Hitman, two-time WWF champion, met him for my 50th birthday last year. Dreams can come true, ladies and gentlemen. Be the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. Leon, we look forward to hearing from you and seeing that movie, the documentary, out live very soon. Thank you so much, my friend.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, mate. Take care, guys, and look forward to seeing you very, very soon.
Cheers.